name is Andreas Spreer. I studied Tonmeister in Detmold, Germany from 1976 to 1981. There is one word that describes quite good what I'm aiming at. The word is sound. Sound is a huge field. Sound is nearly everything. A bird singing, a musician playing. Something not only what the musicians do, it's at the same time something what is done by itself, by surroundings, acoustics and so on, and of course by the sound engineer or recording supervisor. So that's what I do, that's what I'm aiming at, a good sound for the musicians, for the listeners, for me. From 81 to 89 I worked in a record company called Intercord, and then I founded my own company, Tarzet. The reason was I wanted to make recordings where I can influence everything, decide which church, which musicians, which program and so on. So I wanted really to be a producer, and that's what I do now. That was a great success for me to start with it. The word Tarzet does mean he or she is silent, and this is in the classical music exactly when a player, of 4 players for instance, has to do nothing, then he has Tarzet. Our label now exists for more than 20 years, and in the meantime we have around 200 items, a bit more than 200 items. Most of them are CDs, but quite a lot are vinyl, LPs, SACDs or DVD audio. There are different recording chains, totally different concepts of what we want to achieve on the sound carrier itself. So we think about what does a listener want when he buys a vinyl LP, or what does he look for when he buys a CD. I think if somebody buys a vinyl record, he wants a special vinyl sound. So I give him his vinyl sound. We produce the recording according to the sound carrier. All these recordings are done differently anyhow. And I want to show you now how it works. Well, what do you think? With what does a recording chain begin? With the microphone? No, wrong. It starts with a tripod, because you need very good tripods to make a good recording. The best microphone of the world does not help anything if you can't put it to the place where you want it to and where you need it to. So good stands are basic. Next are microphones. The development of microphones is very long and very interesting. I'm convinced that very, very good microphones have been built up to the 60s, and very often I don't know what better could be possible. Of course, there are other microphones, and colleagues of mine like other microphones more. I like especially tube microphones. And I have a collection of tube microphones. First, the M49 by Neumann. They were developed in 1949. That means the type comes from the year of development. And they are my favorite microphones, somehow my external ears. When I put them anywhere, I know exactly what happens if I listen to the result. Next are the U47. I have 4 of them. U47 is a microphone type which is not so rare, but it's very rare that a U47 does work properly, because it has tubes inside, and these tubes are normally, in these days, after 60 years or so, they are broken. I like them, I love them very much, and I do very many recordings with them. Next are the U67, which are followers of the U47. They have tubes too. And then we have lots of Mikrotech Gefäll microphones. They are modern tube microphones, so that we, all in all, we can use 20 tube microphones, which is very unique. So when we have these microphones on the stands at the place where they should be, they must be connected to the power supplies, because all tube microphones need an external power supply, different to modern microphones. The microphone signal comes into the mixtazy. The mixtazy is a machine that makes several things at the same time. First, it makes a pre-amplification to give the level a more reasonable strength. Next, it makes the AD conversion, and then it converts the signal into the MADI standard. This MADI is connected as a circuit. One cable goes in and one cable goes out. That allows you to control everything which is done here in the church or in the recording room where the musicians play, to control this from the PC in the control room. That means I can change the amplification of the signal, I can change the solution and so on. We have a loudspeaker here, and of course I have loudspeakers in the control room, and I can speak with the musicians, discussion. Everything is done over this single small glass fiber cable, which is very comfortable for sound engineers today. Let's follow the cable to the control room. These are the other two ends of the glass fiber cable from the church. I put them into the producer.com. So now we have the signal from the church in the control room. It's inside here. This is somehow the main control machine of the whole recording. It collects all signals from the church. It brings them to the PCs. It gets signals from the PC back and sends them to the church again. From this producer.com, the signal goes via this line into the splitter.com. The splitter makes from 1, 2. It could make 3 also. These two are completely independent lines to the PCs. One is here, the other one is over there. So the whole recording is done simultaneously with two PCs for safety reasons. If one PC does not work properly, the other one is not affected at all and will continue the recording. This is very, can save lives during live recordings. Okay, so this is the signal chain for the modern recording. If we do historical recording, so to say, without any digital between, then we have this big mixing desk from former time. So here in the control room, of course, I have to listen to the music, and it's a bit tricky because the acoustics of these rooms is very often very poor, like here. You have the good speakers, but you can't judge the sound right away because it's so it's a nasty sound. So it's necessary in classical recordings, if you are on the road in a church or a concert hall, to have headphones and to work with them. Here they are. Here's my score, and now the recording begins.